Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start this session by paying our heartfelt tribute to Geeta Mehta, author and filmmaker. The daughter of the legendary Naveen Patnaik, Ms. Geeta Mehta was considered the literary chronicler of modern India. She left for heavenly abode earlier this month, but through this tribute, we would like to celebrate her legacy as an influential writer. So let's take a look at this video.
Do you know that nobody can suppress 70 million people? There are only 70 million people determined to achieve something, nobody can suppress it. You cannot tolerate anymore all this system. Everything is collapsed. There is no administration. The people are obeying my order, not their order. Legally, I am the authority because people have voted to me.
These are the people who gave birth to the dream of Pakistan, and for 23 years watched that dream being killed by the military rulers of the Western Wing. They were denied the fruits of their labor. They were denied a voice in their own affairs. They stayed poor so that Islamabad could be rich, and with those riches, create a powerful military machine.
Faults and all, and any faults that exist in India today, we can no longer make any excuses about historical reasons. They are of our own making. So I wanted to give a picture of modern India with its faults to remind Indians what we can do ourselves, but also what our great successes have been. Hence, snakes and ladders, where we have fallen down and where we have achieved.
Thousands and thousands of them clashing cymbals, ringing bells, playing flutes, wearing bright colors and weird clothes, singing, dancing. This caravanserai of libertine celebrants who were wiping away the proprieties of caste, race, and sex by sheer stoned incomprehension. The seduction lay in the chaos. They thought they were simple. We thought they were neon. They thought we were profound. We knew we were provincial. Everybody thought everybody else was ridiculously exotic, and everybody got it wrong. Then the real action began. The kings of rock and roll abdicated to Ravi Shankar and the Maharishi. As the sitar wiped out the split reed sax, and mantras began fouling the crystal clarity of rock and roll lyrics, millions of wild-eyed Americans turned their backs on all that amazing equipment and pointed at us, screaming, "You guys, you've got it." So we tagged along with the Americans one more time, not because of right thought, right speech, right action, but because of the rhythm section. Never before had the void been pursued with such optimism and such razzle-dazzle. Everyone suspected that whatever America wanted, America got. Why not? Nirvana.
What I admired most about her was also that she was completely free of pomposity, even when she was making serious points about the future of the democracy or about the West's fascination with marketing India's spirituality into neat, convenient packages, which is what she did in Karma Cola. In our time, we've arrived at this register, this way of speaking that oscillates between outrage, anger, and anguish. And it's as though we've lost the ability to be sarcastic or to be amusing or to speak to each other about serious things with a kind of lightness that she did very well. Likewise, when she was sending up the West, she didn't speak with clenched teeth, but she laughed at the fact that they saw karma as another product like Coca-Cola, something that you could buy off the shelf for yourself before you did the circuit and went back. I think she saw things clearly, and sometimes she wrote again from, anguish and anger. but she knew how to write that to get across to people with a great deal of humor, and she didn't take herself seriously at all.
Geeta Mehta was a wonderful, wonderful person, effervescent, engaging, full of ideas. And the most remarkable thing about her was she was a Renaissance person. She was interested in everything from art to architecture to people to ideas to the past, present, and also thinking about the future. I mean, she was very political. She was very sociable. She was full of humor, and I would call her a Renaissance woman. You don't find them these days. They're rare, and I was very privileged to know Geeta, and shall miss her spirit.
Ladies and gentlemen, while the void left by her cannot be filled, we are sure that her glorious legacy will live on. And as they say, the show must go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Mr. Manoj Kumar Sonthalia, Chairman and Managing Director, the New Indian Express, on stage to welcome the Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Naveen Patnaik, with a bouquet. Thank you so much, sir. May I now request Editorial Director, the New Indian Express, Mr. Prabhu Chawla, to present the opening remarks and take this session forward from here.
Good evening, everybody. Namaskar. For me, it is a special occasion again, or not a special occasion again, because I have been welcoming a personality for the past 10 years every year, and I have to think a new word to define him, because he changes every year. I forget his definition, how I defined him this last year and year before last, because his work, the way he performs, we have to find new adjectives, new nouns, and how to define him. He's the tallest man, yes. Indian politics is the tallest man who travels in a very small car. If I look at the other chief ministers who are all traveling in BMWs and Mercedes, he travels in an Indian car. Simplicity is not his only virtue. He's the only chief minister I come across in my life. I've been in journalism for 45 years. I know him for almost 25 years now. He's the same Naveen Patnaik who came back to India and joined politics without being in politics earlier. Without any political experience, he had taken the states like Odisha from the most backward state to one of the most developing states now. How do I define him again? I've got a couple of things to talk about him very shortly. We have heard many chief ministers who gave speeches almost a dozen times a day. Here is the chief minister. His work makes maximum noise while he makes minimum voice. So that's the personality of this man. You have to go and working here. He has become a mystery in a way. All the institutes of management all over the world do studies, case studies of successful of some manufacturer, some businessman, some politician who are just few minutes fame. They must do a study of the man here, how a leader is made without making noises. I have not come across any leader who has spoken less, but his people, supporters make more noise for him when he stands up like this. Other thing which I was about, you talked about wonders of the world. There are 7 wonders or 8 wonders of the world. If I were to make a list of political wonders of the world, Mr. Naveen Patnaik in the first 5. With these words, I can't say much more. He is a wonderful wonder. He will perform much better. And he has broken one record of being the longest surviving chief minister after he wins again. So he can speak for himself, but he doesn't speak much. But I always request him. He very kindly obliges me as well. So now over to him, whatever he wants to tell us about him. Thank you, Naveen.
Delighted to be here at the 11th Odisha Literary Festival with its theme, The Ideas of Identity. History, geography, society, prosperity. What defines us? In this age of binaries, we are expected to be one or the other. But there is something Odiyas appreciate. We have so many identities and we celebrate them all. However, I believe a society identified is definitely by its core values. The historic Odisha is defined by the Kalinga War. This determination to fight to the finish changed the course of history. It spread the message of peace and non-violence. That is what Odisha continues to stand for even today. The glorious era of the Emperor Kharavela re-establishes our identity as a vibrant society. There was a time when Odisha was separated in many administrative blocks. While we displayed immense courage for the formation of a state on the basis of our linguistic identity, we sorted out long, complicated issues by providing a simple solution for formation of states in independent India. There was a time when some didn't consider Odia as a separate language. Today it is recognized as a classical language. The spiritual Odisha is deeply embedded in the worship of Lord Jagannath. The Jagannath culture is a narrative of our values in respecting all religions, all culture. Odisha's social cohesion is one amongst the strongest. We are proud of this great social wealth. The contemporary Odisha, with the experience of the past, looks to take a transformative dive to the future. The process of creating the identity of a forward-looking, modern society in Odisha, with all our basic ideologies intact, is going on. We are transforming our society, our education, our healthcare, our agriculture. Everything is witnessing a paradigm shift on the foundation of transformative governance. Our women feel empowered, delivering strong leadership in every part of our society. Our people are more confident of their future now than they were ever before. The newfound self-confidence is generating another core value of our society, leading to Amorisa, Nua Odisha. New ideas will keep us navigating to the future. They are bits of our greater socio-economic and cultural identity. Peace, non-violence, and social cohesion will remain our eternal values as the roots of our growing identity. I believe in the past 2 days, there have been many discussions around politics, faith, ideas, and ideologies. In this spirit that Odisha upholds, I am hoping that the new Indian Express will continue to keep this tradition of dialogue alive in our city and state. I would also like to thank Prabhu Chawla for his very generous words. Thank you. Bande Utkal Janani. Question there.
Thank you, Naveen Babu, for coming here and giving us some guidance. I was wondering, because I meet so many people coming here, they think you are also a saint in dirty politics. Do you enjoy this dirty politics?
Politics need not be dirty. It can be a great platform for serving the people.
Other thing, looking at the popularity rating and whatnot, you are the most popular chief minister in the state. What kind of magic wand do you carry? Why do you think you are the most popular?
When I came to office at the beginning of the century, we all know the terrible poverty that Odisha faced. First, I tried my best, and I still do, to eradicate corruption. Then, recently we were hit by a super cyclone in 1999. So we took strong steps for disaster management, which has been quite successful. And we've been lauded even by the United Nations for that. We saw to development in every sector, in agriculture, in irrigation, in industry, in health, in education, any sphere that you can think of.
You, like your father, have always championed women's empowerment. How do you see the passing of women's reservation bill at the center now? It should have been done earlier.
I think it's a very important step. We in our state, my party, has always been there for the development of women. My father began it by reserving 33% of the seats in the local elections. We have increased that to 50%. And as recently as the last elections, we reserved 33% of our seats for women in the parliamentary elections. Also, we have a great program called Mission Shakti, in which 7 million of our women are involved for the empowerment of women. economically and otherwise.
Other thing, are you fully geared up for election, assembly and parliament? And what do you think of one nation, one election?
We have always welcomed it. We are prepared for elections for both bodies at any time.
What about one election, one nation?
We are all for it, as I said.
For it. You are for it. With 25 years behind that experience, what is the new agenda you plan to set and take to people for your next tenure? What is your slogan for the next tenure?
Development is a continuous process, and we will continue to work hard for the welfare and progress of our state.
Looking at the politics of ever since Mr. Modi has come to power, I find you have very good cordial relationship with him. On a scale of 10, how many marks you will give him?
We have cordial relationships with the center. Naturally, we want the development of our state, and it's important to have the center's partnership in that development. And far as the Prime Minister is concerned, I think if you give a criteria of 8
out of 10 marks.
8 out of 10, because of what he's done for foreign policy and also in various other matters too. Also, there's been less corruption in his government.
And on domestic, you said on foreign policy, you are giving 8 out of 10, and domestic handling?
As I said, he's helped in rooting out corruption, and he's trying his very best to serve the people of our country.
Thank you, Mr. Patnaik. I won't take your much time. Thank you very much for answering.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. As always, this remains one of the major highlights of Odisha Literary Festival. Thank you to our Honorable Chief Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special announcement on the occasion of the 11th edition of the OLF 2023. So I'll now invite on stage Mr. Manoj Kumar Sonthalia, Chairman and Managing Director, The New Indian Express, to make that special announcement.
I'd like to interrupt for a moment. I wish to thank Indian Express for the excellent film documentary which they did on my late sister. Thank you.